Good evening, friends. I hope you're all doing well. I'm also fine. So today I'm going to discuss about how to set up ReactJS in your local environment and then get started with a very simple project with React. Then I will discuss about React components, props, and state management, right? So let's get started. First, how do we set up a React project locally? I will use Byte here for this example, and Byte is, I think, recommended from the React official website as well. So you need to install Byte first. I think the command is to yarn install Byte. Using yarn or npm, you can install Byte. Once this is installed, then you can use yarn create Byte to create a new project. So I'm going to copy this command, and then I'm going to go to any of my local folder and open the PowerShell, and then paste the command. So this is a command line tool. Here I will be given the project name. So let's say down this. And then I'm going to choose the framework. It can be vanilla, it can be Vue.js, or it can be React.js. So I'm going to choose React.js here. And then we have different options like TypeScript or JavaScript. Let's do that with TypeScript. TypeScript will do that later. Okay, so now it's done. Let's try and see if this is captured. I need to go to that particular folder. So learn React.js and then run this. Probably I need to first run yarn install and then yarn build. Yarn install first, and then after that we are going to run yarn dev to just verify that my installation works. So just to inform you that you need to have Node.js 80 plus or better 20 to run this project. So to run yarn dev and then if here project, then I see React plus. So it sounds good. Now let's open VS Code here, or alternatively we can just go to that folder, learn React.js, and go to CMD. And so, okay, so this is the folder structure that we have. We have node modules, we have public directory, and SRC. Inside the SRC, we have app.jsx, we have assets, app.css for CSS files, and so main.jsx is the main file where we declare the like app slash app directory or slash app component, and then inside that app.jsx we define all other things. So if we delete this part, then probably we'll see that this is all gone and we have a very clean installation. So this is a very basic instruction. Now let's do a couple of things. I just wanted to copy this part from a GitHub repository. It's to have this div structure. I'm going to show that. Okay. So it's an alert message, right? So what we are going to do is we get create a new component here. Let's say inside the SRC folder. Alert dot CSX because we are using JavaScript. So this is the convention that if you are creating a component in React.js, then you need to use the first character uppercase, right? So that's the convention we need to follow. Now, what is component? So component in the React, it's a kind of like single building block of elements that can be reused by many different places. So, for example, I might have some area of my website where it's showing the user profile image, right? Or maybe users logout sign, for example. Then I can make it a component, and then beautiful thing is I can reuse that component or import that component in other areas of my project. And what do you mean reuse is that I can import it. So first of all, I need to create a component here, and then I can import that in other areas of my project. So for example, export function alert, and then we just send return set. So this is my, let's say, component. I use export here. The reason is that by default, all the functions that is written in this file are private to this file only. Unless I put a keyword export in front of it, then I can reuse it in some other places. For example, I have written a function to something, right? This is a local function. That means even if I wanted to use this function in, in other areas of my project, I cannot do that because this is private unless I have made it a keyword, put the keyword export in front of it, then it becomes reusable by other places. So just this is just to remember this part that if you wanted to export or if you wanted to reuse any component in other places, you need to put an export keyword in front of the function. Okay, then we have something here. Maybe I can just omit this for this moment. I'll discuss this later. So this is the function alert. And this is just simple Java HTML that's it's showing a warning sign and then the message title and something. That's it, right? Now, this is I have defined the component. Now I can use this component in other places. So let's use this. So what we can do is like if you wanted to use this component, I need to import it, right? So I need to import here and then from dot dot I don't need to put JSX. It's convention. And then if I press enter, and then we can see that that is input. Right now, let's click here, and then can use the alert here. Now, if we go to our browser, then you can see, oh no, something went wrong, right? So this is our very first component that we just created, and this is showing a very simple message that it's a warning and something like that. Right? It's a very basic thing. So nothing fancy. It's just pure HTML, no JavaScript, nothing, no complex things or things. These are just previously added things. Okay. App.css, that is also going to be used at this moment for simplicity. Okay, so this is our very first component that we just created, and then couple of things to remember here is that we wanted to make it kind of like configurable. So how can we make it configurable? By passing some properties, or in short, props. So in React, we can inside a component, we can pass some properties that can be used to dynamically render the contents, and that we call props. So, for example, I can just put here props, and then we can just now if we wanted to pass something here, what the items that we can pass. First thing is that the warning, is it warning or information? That is, we can pass, it's type. Then this is the title and this can be the, so let's define here type information title or right? Okay. And let's use this tool. So, what we can do here is we can use props.type, props.type, right? This. So, let's try to first see if this is working fine. Let's see. Oh, no, something went wrong. It's good. And then it seems my work is being broken. That's okay. Probably I have to make it like warning. I removed the CSS. That's why it's not CSS. Go here. Mm, yep. Okay. So we imported the CSS file. That's good. And now it looks great. Now we have fast warning. Fast warning. Let's try to change it. So, looks great and make it, right? Looks great. And we need to change the icon as well. Now we can make it based on the property type. Okay. So if the property type is information, we can show the info icon. If the property type is warning, then we can show the warning. Okay. It's a very simple thing. Now the info icon is showing, and this is, if we make it warning, then the warning icons will be displayed, right? It's that simple. Now this part, we can actually copy this and put it here. So sometimes we can use this and put it here as a block, because let's say if I wanted to put inside this area, then sometimes it can be very short and it can break the loop or my indentation. It's better to be used inside this block, and then you can access that using props or children. Yeah, so we can access it using props or children. Right? So if you now refresh, now let's change everything, make it information, and then everything is working as expected, and then looks good, everything is working as expected. That's very simple. So we have set up a React project, and then we try to create a component, and then we added some props to make the data dynamic and behave. That's good. So far, so good. These are the very, very basic things in ReactJS. Now let's try to see how we can use state, and using state, we can add a button to show height, right? So those are the those are the main things that you can. Let's do that. First, here we can use we need to import use state, right? To use state, and then what we can do is, yeah, we can set a initial value for the state, like is visible, and then there is true, and then we can call a function to change the value of this state. And once the value is changed, the whole component will be re-rendered, right? So now let's add a button here. And then we can set visible to false to close the button. And once the button is closed, then the values actually will be changed to false, and then we need to just add, for example, I wanted to maybe hide this whole section. So what we can do here is this, and then okay, so we make the whole block. So we set the is visible to initially true. That means this block will be displayed, and then there we put the button. And if we click the button, then we change. We are changing the state value to false, and then this condition will be then not true, and then it will be not rendered. Right. So let's close, and then it's hidden. And if we make it like close, then we can actually, we wanted to then also wanted to show that something by doing some other buttons, right? So what we can do is we can also actually video, and yeah, because the already said you cannot have two elements inside this parenthesis. What we can do is like we can use this section, then this special block that will wrap the whole element here. Now, what is we are doing is like if we are setting is visible first, and then if it's visible, then we can show the closing button, and if it's not visible, then we can show a show button, and then if we up to is visible, so doesn't show, then we show details, and we want to set all these functions set visible here, and we can set that's visible to true. So what is our purpose? We wanted to first check whether is visible is true. If it's true, then this area will be rendered, and this is not. And then if it's not true, then this area will be rendered, and we will have an option to show it again. So let's try. So let's refresh. Once we refresh, then we see that everything is looking fine. Close, show, close, show. So once we have close button, then show again is not showing. And once we have show details button, then the close button is not showing. And actually we can eventually make this inside here. That even makes sense. So close, show, close, show, right? Very simple thing, but that's gives us how what we can do using state in React, and also using the different click events. So far, so good. These are my very first lessons regarding ReactJS. I'm going to add some more tutorials in coming days regarding React with state management and more complex things as well. So thank you for watching this video. Have a nice day. Bye bye.